Okay, Nyx is up next. Plus 4, of course. I like him playing. I like to play this hero this way, right? There's a couple of ways you can play him. Really, it's not really set in stone. I just explain my way how I like playing him and the way I think he is, in my opinion, the most beneficial for the rest of the team, right? So starting with boots, boots is really can be tranquil. Boots, arcane boots, you can decide. Mana, mana might be an issue early, but I'm assuming you would go for if you're going for Etherlands that gives you mana anyways and regeneration. It's not gonna be that much of a problem, so you can save the boots for something like tranquil boots instead, and not stack so much mana, right? Right, like this being arcane boots, this being Etherlands, kind of becomes too much. So also leaving boots like this is completely fine. Nyx is not somebody that really needs to do anything with his boots. Really, you don't need to upgrade this, right? So first item that I like getting is just Etherlands, right? Because it gives you mana regeneration, gives you a big spell casting range, right? For all of this, it's always nice to have. You don't have to directly be in the fight. There's a lot more space for you to hit if enemy's getting away. It also gets upgraded into Octarine Core, which reduces the cooldown on everything. So it's a nice item to have. I always get this. It kind of really helps of you being able to just roam around, hunt for kills. I kind of keep always a bunch of teleports here if I can, and just kind of move from lane to lane and try to get the kills. Yeah, that's pretty much what this is for. Now you can just go after that, make something a second item. You can just get a scepter, right? The way he digs in, this gets extra range. It gets like you can see how far it goes. Stun goes a long way. Mana burn goes also like the same way. Carapace becomes like an AoE. When you cast it, it kind of explodes. It's not about somebody hitting you now. It just explodes in a small AoE, right? You're also invisible and take I think it's 40%. Yeah, 40% less damage. The only thing is you can't move, right? It's kind of like let's say you cast your you open up with Vendetta on somebody, you cast your stun, cast your mana burn, maybe even use this. Maybe they're kind of now pushing towards you and you want to kind of move away from the fight until your cooldowns are free again. It's good to just burrow and disappear, but still be in the whole range of the fight, and then from basically invisibility just keep casting these, right? Especially mana burn is 5 seconds cooldown, it's really low. So there's an option for that. You can also just rush Scepter as first, but I always like at least one kind of a bridge item. Always like first like a smaller one, and then it bridges to like a bigger one, right? So at least I can do something before I reach this. It takes a lot of money. It's not that cheap, right? It's a lot of money. So yeah. So this is an option. Yule Scepter is always a great option. You have stun, mana burn, but this most importantly cancels any like nasty ults or right click heroes. If Troll Warlord locks somebody, you can interrupt them. The target is gonna get away. If Troll ults, eats away a lot of his ult like duration. Legion Commander, if ults anybody, you can interrupt them. So they don't hit with the blade mail as well in the ult. Stop Spudge, pretty much anybody. You can also use it on yourself to remove debuffs as usual, like let's say Silencer attacks you, cast the last word and the first spell. If you just lift yourself, it removes the both debuffs, removes any silence on you. If you get silence, you can still use this on the enemy, on yourself. I think it's always a great addition to Nyx, just because of the whole inventory of spells that he already has, right? It's like a really nice addition. Force Staff is another one of those that you can decide to make in any order that you want, really, because you kind of already have all of the tools. It's not about so much about items, couple of items that you have to make, but yeah, it's pretty much ready already. So if you want to get 4 staff before this even, or just make it after that, it's completely fine. Again, it can help somebody, it can push you in the fight, out of the fight. You just cannot go wrong with 4 step, but I would kind of decide where I get as much benefit from this as I can get with this, because this kind of compared gives a lot more in a fight, right? In any scenario, it just works. So yeah, I mean, this is just a great item. This is a great item. Kind of have to decide which one you need more, so you rush towards that one. But kind of after any of these, or let's say Meta Scepter, something also very good is Aeon Disc. It just lets you survive, quickly get away, get a strong dispel. It's not all that about damage with Nyx. It's more about the effect. Stun is there to stun, mana burn is to burn mana. It's not about really the whole damage thing. At least in this build. I'm gonna explain also the other one in the backpack, but like for this one, Aeon Disc is completely fine. So you survive, you can get away with this, stun him. Carapace is also there, right? If you have ult, you can dig in. Wait until your team arrives, or just kind of, if they don't have any bards or dust, you can just chill there, right? They're gonna get bored, they're gonna leave. So yeah, all of these are viable options. All of them work well. It would end up like this if you kind of finish the build, not the boots. Okay, so something like this would be the build in the way I would play them. But yeah, there's also like a second build I'm gonna do now. So let's say I didn't, or just leave this. Let's say you didn't bother with this, you didn't bother with this, you didn't bother with this. You just didn't make Etherlands at all, or you might made you might made the Etherlands. Let's just put Etherlands there, and it just keeps combining with it. So you had this, and then you were like, okay, I'm not gonna do any of these. I'm just gonna go full dog one, right? So this is another way that Nyx can be played. Right, like the full attack, try to quickly eliminate the target solo, goes well with Vendetta, then you would be getting Shard. So after Vendetta, Shard reduces target's magic resistance by 17%. Open up with this, it's a lot of damage already. Do the Ethereal and then just follow with all of these. So Ethereal into Dagon into these. Of course, it will be only Vendetta and Dagon before Ethereal, so you would just do this, do these. And hopefully eliminate any kind of lower health target or anybody that you gotta catch farming. It's great to just roam the map, but if it's a serious game, if it's a serious team, they just put wards down. Of course, they'll see you coming, so be careful when you hunt that way, right? So there's a build like that. Also, yeah, I guess you would keep this because core is beneficial anyways in this case as well. Man, stop making this. So yeah, core reduces all of these, right? So yeah, it kind of works to get Netherlands. That's the one, and with the previous one you would also get. I mean, with this build and the previous one, Blink also works, right? I forgot to mention in the previous build. So even what was the previous one? Something like this, right? Let's say. So yeah, in this build you can also go for Blink. Blink works fine for Nyx, but I kinda never really get the Blink because I kind of feel all of this is enough. I can have 4 staff, I have ult, it's movement speed, it's invisibility. But yeah, it's just like, keep in mind you're playing support. Support is not supposed to farm that much. I mean, it's not supposed to farm at all, right? You gotta leave it to the course. So Blink is not that cheap. It's a lot of money. It's not that game changing to get it. I guess being able to blink in and stun immediately and all of this is nice, but you're kind of going to be opening from Vendetta anyways. That's how you want to open. You want to go into Vendetta and attack and open up with this, cast all of this, and then your team kind of jumps in and does the further damage, or you just kill people that are low health with this, like a finisher. So in my opinion, it kind of collides with Vendetta, but yeah, you can get the blink with this build. You can get Vendetta with that build. The build can also look something like this, the damage one. You would probably then make something like this instead, maybe. I don't know. Kaya effect for all of these for the spells. This is also like one of the builds you can go for, I guess, if you go the more of the magic damage. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's the damage and the spells. One way to play them, and then more kind of like a team-oriented way to play them, while also kind of saving yourself, so you can do much more of these. Both I think are completely fine for post 4, but this is the one that I prefer. When I played Dota 1, it was always much more fun and much more useful to go this way, right? But in Dota 2, I kind of feel like this one works better still, right? Not put everything in the same basket, like spread out with things. So yeah, make the blink or not get the blink. You'll get Outer and Core. You'll get some nice cooldowns. Get some utility. Like I said, always look at the enemy team. If there's Legion, if there's Troll, if there's like Pudge, like I said, silencer effects can be cancelled with this. Any silence. If Draw Ranger attacks you, you just lift yourself up. When you go down, you're not silenced anymore. You can push yourself out. You can go Vendetta. You can stun her. Her silence is on cooldown, right? She can't really do much then. So yeah, especially if you have blink, you can just push this and blink away. But yeah, that's it. A couple of different styles, but pretty much that's all. With the spell damage build, you're gonna be taking Shard. Without the spell damage build, just save money, get something else. You don't need a Shard really then, right? Just for these. And yeah, that's pretty much Nyx. And let's take a look at the other heroes.